Yo, so I'm sitting here watching like 50 anime this summer when I stumble upon something called Takopi's Original Sin. Top ranked in the hype charts, cover looks like crap, business as usual. I think, alright, let's see what this is.
At first, the title didn't hit me with any wild emotions, but the deeper I got into it, the more chills ran down my body. By the end of the first episode, my throat felt like it dropped my shoes, my breath caught, something I haven't experienced from anime in I don't even know how long. Story-wise, we got this cute little creature, Takopi, arriving on our planet, and then Takopi meets a girl named Shizuka. Everything seems fine at first, but minute by minute you start realizing what's going on. Insults at Shizuka in the park, ruined clothes, scrapes on the face, that empty look in her eyes, a torn leash from when she used to walk a dog, and then…
Takopi's Original Sin is an anime that first tore me apart emotionally and then somehow healed my soul, leaving me with an incredible rush of feelings. Today we're going to talk about why Takopi is now, for me, one of the best anime of modern times. So, Takopi arrives on Earth, a nice juicy pink squid, everything needed to become a snack with beer. But the little guy is not so simple. He came to spread happiness. In his arsenal, a reconciliation ribbon and a happy camera that can take you back into the past. On his way, Takopi meets several teenagers.
The main heroine, Shizuka, lives with her beloved dog and her mother, who works as a hostess, and who, it feels, Shizuka loves just a little less than her dog. Marina, Shizuka's classmate, regularly bullies her. Why such uncontrolled aggression? We don't know yet. Just like we don't know what skeletons are hidden by another character, Azuma, a classmate of both Shizuka and Marina. This anime gives you a completely different viewing experience. Everything is shown through the eyes of Takopi, a newcomer to our planet. And this guy, being an alien, barely understands human affairs. Even less does he understand the nature of human emotions. Why is Shizuka crying? Why is she afraid of her classmate? Takopi, with the naivety of a child, tries to analyze every case, but you, the viewer, see exactly what's going on. You just want to yell at him through the screen. Are you an idiot? It's obvious. But at the same time, you can't be angry at Takopi. Not because talking to fictional characters through the screen is the first sign of schizophrenia, but because he truly knows nothing about it.
Of course, the question arises, why was Takopi sent to Earth so completely unprepared? But that's for later. The childlike tone is amplified by Takopi's whole presentation, the gentle, carefree music, and the cute, almost simplistic art style of the faces, straight out of kids' anime like Doraemon. And so, slowly, as he grows closer to Shizuka, Takopi starts to learn. For the first time, the alien feels fear, and even a fleeting despair, when Shizuka, once again bullied and beaten by Marina, and having lost the most important thing in her life, her beloved dog, uses that very same reconciliation ribbon that Takopi brought from his planet for, well, not reconciliation. You know, in my life, I've seen plenty of anime with all degrees of insanity. Elfen Lied, Healer, Shigurui. I've seen a lot. But Takopi stands out for one single reason. All of its insanity, even if exaggerated, doesn't come out of nowhere. This stuff happens in real life, and that's what makes it so frightening. Uncontrolled bullying, domestic violence. These horrors sometimes lead to the most tragic consequences. And Takopi's Original Sin gave us one of the most irritating characters ever, Marina, Shizuka's classmate, who wouldn't leave her alone. The point isn't just that the author made her so hateable. It's that Marina obviously isn't pure evil. Everything has its causes. Every action has its consequences. That's why when at some point Shizuka snaps and through Takopi's hands gets rid of Marina, you feel a chill, mainly from the dissonance on screen. The naive Takopi, unaware of what he's done, not realizing Marina will never wake up again, and Shizuka, crying, maybe from relief, maybe from despair. You fear for Shizuka's psychological state and her future. The happy camera is broken now. Time can't be reversed. The consequences will be horrifying. Over just 6 short episodes, this anime skillfully dissects the psychology of human complexes and, in general, the nature of human evil. Shizuka plays on the inferiority complex of her classmate Azuma, a boy who spent his whole life in the shadow of his older brother. Every day, Azumi tried to prove to his parents he wasn't worse, that he wasn't worthless. But for years, his own mother destroyed his self-worth because out of her 2 sons, she had only one favorite. So when Shizuka commits murder, Azuma helps her just to shine, to finally not fail, to meet someone's expectations. For me, Azuma reflected my own complexes. My self-esteem as a kid crashed against the rocks of parental ego. And damn, I know too well those casually thrown parental words. Do whatever you want now, you're already an adult. They didn't mean them in some deep way, but man, it hurt. Some words are too heavy. You felt abandoned. And then you wanted to prove not just to your parents, but to the whole world, no, I can do better. Just please don't leave me. And you grow up with this endless feeling of guilt that drives you your whole life. You strive to prove yourself to everyone. You're afraid of being unheard. You're afraid of being abandoned. You're afraid of being alone. You're not born with this. It's the result of things that weren't even your fault.
Later, we learn more about Marina. After replacing her, copying her body and voice, Takopi, without even realizing it, opens the curtain for us, the attentive viewers. Marina's endless domestic drama turned her cold because she was completely alone, trapped in her parents' conflict, used as a tool by both sides. And here's the most interesting and tragic thing. The real evil isn't Marina. It's the main heroine herself. As one philosopher once said, hatred only breeds hatred. The vicious circle of bullying led to Shizuka now pushing innocent Azuma to take the blame for the crime, to take the sin upon himself. In desperation, Shizuka clings to the remnants of past happiness. A couple of days earlier, her beloved dog attacked Marina while defending her. That same evening, the dog was taken away, most likely to be put down. But Shizuka chooses to believe that her dog is alive and well with her father in Tokyo, waiting happily for her.
And so, off to Tokyo, rainy Tokyo, with an atmosphere no worse than Makoto Shinkai's. But when she arrives, Shizuka learns the truth. Her father already has a new family, a different wife, different children, even a different dog. Why wait? Why try? Her father simply started fresh, forgetting those he was responsible for. A disgusting, irresponsible act. And don't tell me that doesn't happen in real life, because this is literally my own story. My mom and dad once loved each other. Then came the divorce, property division, tears, mockery, endless court battles, and the removal of the last furniture from the apartment. Real emotions you can feel through your own experience. The parent-child issues in Takopi are portrayed realistically, not like in some other current anime like Three Mikadono Sisters, where there's just some cartoonishly evil dad who interrogates his daughters about school results and then suddenly runs off like he's got late-stage ADHD. And the most horrifying thing is that by the end, even the alien Takopi becomes more human than Shizuka, while she turns more and more into a hybrid of her own mother and Marina's mother, mistreating her daughter in the same way. Kids raised in terrible conditions without love or care repeat their parents' mistakes, becoming them. The chaos is cyclical, with no end. And that's almost the main message of Takopi.
Children aren't to blame for how they turn out. Society needs to protect them, not with expensive toys, but with love and moral safety. Happiness isn't in money. Happiness is growing in harmony and kindness, learning the right values, and refusing to allow violence in the family, neither moral nor physical. It's easy to lash out at someone weaker than you.
True strength lies in kindness, forgiveness, and understanding. Imagine how much the world would change if everyone realized this. If every child grew up without fear or complexes. Shizuka, victim of Marina's bullying. Marina, victim of her mother's abuse. Marina's mother, victim of an unhappy marriage. The vicious cycle is unbroken. The only way to fight the cruelty of the world is compassion. Takopi reflects that strength. Takopi is a lesson for all of us, a lesson in humanity. Yes, it's straightforward, but deeply sincere. That's why I'm sad that many people didn't understand this anime, and some critics hate it just because it's popular. The ending, where Takopi sacrifices himself so that everyone else can be happy, dying for the sins of the main characters, is redemption for humanity. It's exactly the ending this anime needs, bright, hopeful. Because the whole anime is about this, not about destruction, but about teaching us kindness, teaching us to forgive. True strength lies there. Well, friends, I hope I didn't go too far with the personal details. I hope you like this. I just wanted to speak about this anime without doing a plot summary, just an emotional outburst. Thanks for listening, Sunshine. See you next time.